We are now live on air with the Tech Cafe show hosted by Robert Taylor.
Oh, Mr. Dana.
Hello, Robert.
Hey guys, welcome. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you.
Oh, great stuff, great stuff. Welcome. I can't see you at the moment, but welcome anyway.
Why can't you see me?
Oh, you need to ask Google that question.
Did you ever find out what the deal was, how many people were in the on-air, or how you can find out how many people are in the on-air?
When I view the YouTube channel, it will tell me how much people's watching it.
Yeah, but that's after the fact. What about when it's on air?
No, I can't. I don't know about that one.
Sucks.
I'm afraid so. I'm afraid so.
It really sucks.
Yeah, we need to find out from Google about that one.
Laura says, what do you expect for free?
There must be a way though, surely. But we are live now on air.
Yeah.
Is Dana in here? Because I can't see Dana.
Dana's here.
Okay. Oh.
Says you just made the Hangout public.
Yep, I certainly have. Certainly have.
I'm here.
Hey,
Hello.
Dana. Welcome. Welcome once again. Now, where's everybody else?
I don't know.
As usual, running late.
Not me. I'm on time. I am always on time. If you believe that, I have oceanfront property in Kansas to sell you. By the way, Kansas is in the middle of the United States.
Really?
I have to remember that these cultural differences. Remember that, Dana? Cultural differences.
Okay.
Come on, peoples. Let's go. We're ready to start. We're ready to roll. Where are you?
Over here.
I hear Sam in the background. Hi, Sam.
Hey, Robert.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Oh, everything's just running slow. Oh, I can see Dana's icon.
Dana, what are you working on so feverishly today? You have a furrowed brow going on right there.
Yeah, you see that dent in my head?
Yeah, it's right there. It means you're working on something or frustrated over something.
Well, I was trying to watch the on-air and see if I could figure out a way to find statistics on it.
Did you notice, Dana, I sent you a personal invite?
Well, hot diggity. Well, thank you.
I nearly forgot, though.
Well, I asked Darylyn if she was coming. She said she couldn't. She didn't want to be on air, I don't think.
Who?
Darylyn.
Oh, that's her problem. Darling doesn't want to be on air. That really is her problem.
Well, some people don't want to be recorded. I see Carol just joined us. Hey there, Carol. How are you this evening?
I'm great. What's up? Dana's here and Robert's here, so we're good.
Well, we can't hear you very well.
Sorry. Good evening. What's up?
Getting ready to do our tech show here. Kind of giving a few minutes for everybody to get on into the room.
Okay, what's tonight's topic, if I can ask early?
Buyer's remorse on cell phones.
Okay, that's a good topic.
Oh, it is a very good topic.
Are we going to cover how I can't see without my grandpa glasses?
If we need to, we can do that for you.
Speaking, what age did you get glasses at?
Me?
Yeah.
3, 4.
Wow.
I was young. I have very bad eyes.
And you, Dana?
Oh, just the last few years.
So that would be about 40 or so.
Ah, that's so funny. No, I'm 52.
Damn. You lasted long.
Yeah.
You see, yeah, because I know a lot of my friends, I mean, in my age group, 30, these guys are like my age. Most of them are a year or two older. They're getting glasses. You know, they're going bald. It's kind of scary.
So that means you got about another year or two, and you're going to get glasses and go bald.
Oh, I hope not. The bald thing I can handle. The glasses thing, I don't know.
I can see a gnat off a mountain. I just can't see 2 inches in front of my face.
Oh, you're short-sighted.
Yeah. I have to hold my arm out. I have extended arm disease.
Well, it's either get glasses or have your arms lengthened, one or the other.
Yeah. They want so much for glasses. Some guy tried to talk me into $500 worth of glasses.
What?
You should get this focal and this bifocal and this split focal and whatever. I said, I just got the Walmart readers for $10. I'm going to stick with those for a while.
I wouldn't trust a pair of glasses like that.
Hey, I can see in them. That's what I use to see my cell phone. I literally cannot read the cell phone. Now, some of the web pages, you can bump it a couple of times and you can, make it the print larger, so that's good. But if you have the Google Plus app, you're kind of stuck with whatever the print is there.
Yeah. All right, we're going to give them about another 3 or 4 minutes, and then, Carl, we have 2 guests. Are we going to hold the show, or you want to cancel it for tonight?
We can go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
People will start slowly creeping in. That's what they usually do.
All right, well, we'll give them a few more minutes, and then I'll get started.
All right.
Okay.
Hello, Carl.
Hey, I am back.
Did you figure out how to get back into your own on-air hangout?
The plugin just kept on crashing.
You know, Carl, I have a term for folks who have trouble like you, and it's usually not the device.
Robert, remember we're on air, Robert.
I know it's not the device, Carl. It's rarely the device, and we can't keep blaming Google's plugin, you know. So
that's what I like to blame.
There's only one other, you know, variable in this equation. If it's not the device, because as you say, these Apple devices are fabulous, and it can't be Google because, you know, they're a mammoth company. They would never do anything half-baked. The only thing left is you, Carl.
The only reason why, Robert, I'm letting you blabber on is because I've got concrete evidence to prove it was Google, because a sign kept on coming up saying a Google plugin error.
Did you do a screen capture of that, Carl?
I should have done, actually.
You'll have to show me a screen capture of that.
Had I known I was going to walk into this, I would have got you a screen capture. So I'm going to remember next time.
Okay. Yeah, well, you definitely get a screen capture, and that way we can, you know, forward it on to Google and tell them they need to stop this.
Yeah.
Hey, well, let's get it on here, huh? Because this is a good audience, and I'm ready to learn about the disgusting
Absolutely.
phone business. I've already complained about I can't see my mobile phone, and I'm sure Robert is going to tell us more about the cell phone blues.
Actually, I am. Carl, are we recording now? Are we ready to roll?
We certainly are.
Okay. Well, you know, let's go ahead and get it started. Basically, tonight's discussion is on buyer's remorse. And let me tell you why I chose this particular topic for tonight. My contract with my cell phone provider is up. And I have, for the last several weeks, been going over phone after phone after phone and decided pretty much which phone I was going to go with. Okay?
The iPhone, of course.
No, Carl, it was not the iPhone. Though it was a consideration, it wasn't the iPhone. I had actually decided on the Razr Max. And I said, okay, this is the one I'm going to buy. And I even, with my cell phone provider, when you renew your contract, they have a loyalty program where you get an extra $50 off on your phone, right? Mm-hmm. So I kind of did my research, and I went through everything. And, you know, I think we've all done this. We've all sat down and said, okay, I'm going to renew my phone, I'm going to get a new phone, and we do our research, and then we kind of make a decision, and then we go into the store. And then what happens? You either buy it and then regret it later, or you walk out more confused than you went in. And my problem was that I went in to the store fully prepared to buy the Razr Max. And then I walked out because while everything looks great on the internet and while you're doing the research, some of the things just have these nagging little gotchas. And one of them that jumps out at me, my current phone has a replaceable battery. And I've had to replace it once in the 2 years that I've owned it. This is the Droid X, by the way. And I had to replace it once because it just wouldn't hold a charge anymore. And the reason that I wanted the Razr Max is because it has such a large battery. It's the only phone with the 3,300 milliamp hour battery in it, which gives you a very long time between charges. But for some reason, I didn't realize the battery's not replaceable on the Razor Max. And so then I was thinking, okay, if I buy the phone and I'm 13 months into it and the battery does what this Motorola battery did to me, I'm kind of stuck. So I walked out of the store and I ended up not buying anything and determined that I'm going to have to start my research all over again and start looking again at the phones. And you know what I realized right away? No matter what phone you purchase, you know that tomorrow, next week, or next month, there's going to be something that comes out or going to come out that's even better, and you're going to regret it. Or you can start out with saying, all right, well, I don't have to replace the battery, or maybe I'll get lucky and I won't have to replace the battery. But it's kind of a crapshoot. And no matter what you do, you're in a 2-year contract unless you're willing to pay full price for the phone. So I guess the question that I have for the panelists who are joining us this evening, what have you done? When it came time for you to replace your phone, did you just walk into the store, make a choice, and then walk out, and how happy were you? Or how much work or effort did you put into looking and researching the phone before you bought it, and then did you buy that saying, I know I'm going to regret this because? So, you know, anybody want to jump in here and tell me what they did?
I bought the cheapest one there was. I bought the one that they took all the money off of the phone, and that's what I got, and that's what I'm stuck with for the next 2 years. But I got a maintenance plan, so if my battery goes out, I handed it back to them and say, fix it.
I even looked at that option too, but at $10 a month for a maintenance plan, that seemed pretty expensive to me.
Yeah, you almost can buy a new phone for that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carol?
Yeah, well, it works a little differently down here. We don't have the real nice warranties that you guys have. We also don't have the really, really nice phones that you have very much. More or less, you buy a phone, after 6 months, maybe 3 months, if it goes, you're stuck with it. You have to buy another phone. So I can only relate the experience because personally, and all the friends I have, we actually buy our own phones. You know, we'll jump online, we'll do the research, we buy a phone that we like. When it comes to upgrade, we usually sell off that phone secondhand, cheap, and then we buy a brand new phone, which is what happened with me. I went from my BlackBerry Bold to my Nokia N97, and it was great. It was a great experience. Because we buy these phones, I wouldn't say we don't have these problems, but when like the battery issue you have, when something like that arises, it's easier for us to handle. I mean, we pay $20 US, we buy a battery, we bring it down, problem solved. Repairs per se, not very much, but down here it's very, very rare. You have to be privileged. When I mean privileged, you have to be like bank manager, you know, you have to have a big company, you have to be an executive basically to get that kind of privilege from your phone company. You know, it's only recently that they've begun to do these kind of things. You know, these discounts, and you buy a phone for $100 or $200 EC, which is about 70, 80 US. And then once you buy it on a postpaid plan, it's free. And again, they're shit phones. Can I say shit? They're shit Android phones. No, they are. They're like the cheapest Android phones ever. All quality phones, and not the best, but they work.
But are you paying full price for the phone, or are they carrier subsidized at all?
I think they would be carrier subsidized, because when I look at the price of the Blackberries were like $300-400 US online. Down here, I think the Torch, the new Torch, I think it is about $2,600 EC, which is more or less 1,000 US. So by the time they buy the phone, and they bring it down, they have to pay duties and stuff, shipping, insurance. The cost of bringing it down. I think they probably have a little 10% in there, 10-15% for themselves, which makes no sense to me, but I don't think it's subsidized. Because when I buy a phone online for 500 US, when I buy that phone, it gets down here at about $800 declared. So it will probably, to me, that $500 phone will cost me in total 650 US. So
Go ahead.
I'm worried about the battery because it's just like the laptop, If you keep the laptop constantly plugged in and, you're wearing down your battery and things like that, well, I'm constantly charging my phone, and so I'm really wondering how long that battery's going to last,
That's a good point. Phones have a limited number of charge cycles to them. And one of the most critical things is if you short charge. Let's say that you've charged your phone up, and about midway through the day, you see it's down to 70 or 80%. And you say, you know what, I'm going to be gone, all day, all night, and so I'm just going to go ahead and top it off, and you plug the phone in.
It's got to be the worst thing, isn't it?
That's the worst thing you can do because that top-off charge actually takes a charge cycle away from the life of the phone. This is a really bad thing. Now, the newer batteries, and I say newer, and I mean within the last 6 months, they've gotten a little bit better with the firmware, hardware inside the phone to prevent those short-cycle charges from occurring so that it really doesn't take a full cycle charge away from the life of the battery. But even still, when you have a phone that has a solid case to it and you can't replace the battery, you either better have a replacement maintenance plan, like what you're paying for, Dana, or you better have the capacity to buy a battery and be able to take it into a store and have them replace the battery for you. But in either case, it's still more money out of your pocket rather than a user replaceable battery and, available batteries to make your phone, live out its full life. To me, the full life of a phone is 2 years. If the battery's not going to last 2 years, then I've got a problem. If the screen is going to have, a problem, due to touching, it doesn't have the Gorilla Glass on it, gets scratched up really bad, that's a problem, especially when the typical phone warranty is 1 year, but how long is your carrier contract? 2 years. So, you get into that really big catch-22, and they tell you, hey, the way around this is buy a maintenance plan. Well, the problem is the maintenance plan costs as much as the phone over the course of time. Average cost of a phone at a carrier for a smartphone is $150 to $200. Look at that $10 a month maintenance plan. It's $240 over the course of a 2-year period.
Yeah.
I mean, and you have the deductible. A lot of them carry a $50 or $100 deductible on it. So, I really wonder, what the carriers are doing to us or what we're allowing them to do to us. And it made me really stop and think about it. It's like, I've enjoyed this phone. It has worked pretty well other than a little slight battery problem. The only reason I'm really considering upgrading is because I want ice cream sandwich. Do either of you guys, you have a BlackBerry right now, right, Carol?
No, I'm on Nokia N97. I rooted it before and I installed Android, but it was a very, very painful process. So I had to actually get a friend of mine because I couldn't figure out how to get back to Symbian. I got a friend of mine to bring it back to Symbian for me.
Gotcha. And what do you have on your phone, Dana?
LG Optima Android 2.2. There's supposedly some way to upgrade it and to root the phone and all that kind of jazz, and I'm not into trying to figure that out.
Right.
I just figure after 6 months go by, I'll just sit on my phone and break it and go and get me another one. At least I'll be getting my maintenance plan worth.
the only thing that could make that plan really work is if you know that that phone is no longer available, and then your carrier will up you to a newer model phone.
Yeah, you're right.
Make sure you wait just long enough so that they don't have those phones anymore, and then you'll get the new phone. If I had a maintenance plan on my Droid X and I broke it right now, I could actually get one of the later Droid X phones.
Wow.
And I would get ice cream sandwich. But this Droid X, the original Droid X, will not get ice cream sandwich. And again, that's the whole reason. But, you know, I came away from the whole experience, even, you know, as much technology knowledge as I have, and I'm comfortable rooting and doing all of these things, I just wonder, do I really, should I have to do all of that? You know, it's almost like that painful decision. It's like, damn, I got to go buy a new phone. I'm not excited about it anymore. There's nothing that just makes me feel good. You know, it used to be, oh, look what my phone can do now. And instead, this time, when I went into the store, it's like, okay, what am I going to give up? Am I going to give up battery life? Am I going to give up screen size? You know, is it going to get ice cream sandwich or not? And that was a whole other thing. It's like they've been living on the promise of ice cream sandwich now for phones for months, you know, since back last year. Yeah. It's like, what do you mean it's not out yet? What do you mean it's not here yet? You know, this phone has been around. Which one is it? Is it the Nexus that was supposed to get the ice cream sandwich? Or the Galaxy S? I forget one of them. Was supposed to have ice cream sandwich since February, the beginning of February. Here we are in the middle of April, and it still doesn't have it yet. And it you know, it just makes me wonder, we're being strung along. And so now I got buyer's remorse before I even bought the damn phone.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, God, give me a break.
Yeah,
you know?
what's the deal about not being able to upgrade your operating system? I mean, what the hell? I got to wait 2 years for a new operating system? I mean, that doesn't seem right. I mean, isn't that just an update over the air? I mean, what's the deal with that?
It is a way for I guess, Google to protect the manufacturers, because they're probably investing a lot of money in these phones, which are not very modular. It's not like they can just take it back and refurb the phone and recycle it easily. So I guess it's their way of protecting them and kind of pacing themselves on how fast the hardware and the software develops, kind of to keep a cost ratio balance.
Well, the new Android software is out. I'm at 2.2, and my wife's at 2.3, and so I can't believe that that they can't upgrade my phone to the new operating system.
It's not that they can't. I think they can. But again, it's a way of protecting the manufacturers.
Yeah, I'm going out and pick it right now. I'm just going right by my cell phone place and tell them.
How long have you had your phone now, Dana?
Well, see, here's the deal. I'm not like you, because you had your smartphone, and now you're moving to another smartphone. So, you know, it's like, okay, now I'm disappointed. But I wasn't disappointed because I had a flip phone before I had this one. And I just had it a few months ago. So it was all sorts of cool things on here. I was really excited about having the smartphone. But I could see if I just got another flip phone, it would be like, oh, forget it. You know, I'm not very interested. But I was getting a smartphone, and I knew what smartphones could do, and I said, yay, I am getting a smartphone. And now the honeymoon is over, and
now it's like, I want more. Well,
yeah.
the next time you go to buy a phone, you may find yourself in the very same boat that I found myself in. What sacrifices am I willing to make? I know there's going to be some. You know, I went in hoping that there wasn't going to be a sacrifice, that I was just going to get the phone that I wanted, and I was at first excited about it. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get the new phone. it's going to have ice cream sandwich. It's going to be, better. It's going to have the 4G. I'm going to have all of these better things. And then when it comes down to it, it's like, yeah, it's got this, this, and this, but you also, no replaceable battery. No, it doesn't have ice cream sandwich yet. Oh, but it's coming. And that's the part just left the bitter taste in my mouth and just, left me kind of upset. I'm like, you guys push me to renew my contract, but yet you don't deliver a solid phone. Yeah. When I look at Verizon's lineup of phones right now, I'm just not impressed. Not even with the iPhone, for its own set of issues.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, I think what's really disappointing me when you talk about phones is that you guys are still running CDMA on some level. You have that network, which is ridiculous because we don't even run CDMA down here anymore. The companies have realized it makes no sense that their phone prices are really high and that people actually get their friends, their family to send phones in from out of the country down for that. So it's pointless. They rarely ever sell phones down here, unless they have this really big sale where they sell phones dirt cheap. It doesn't really happen. So I'm confused as to why the companies, and I understand the reasoning behind it. I understand why they still run CDMA. It's to make sure that you can't unlock the phones and use the phones on another network and that sort of stuff. But I'm confused as to why they're sticking to it, despite the fact that so many people don't like it.
Well, you have to realize the size of the network, and CDMA is primarily with Verizon. Everybody else is GSM. But Verizon is one of the nation's largest carriers here in the U.S., and they've got a considerable investment in CDMA. And, of course, being that no other major carrier is going to do CDMA, they know that they've got the lock-in. When somebody gets a phone, it's not like they can just take the phone and go someplace else, just like you said. So because Verizon is one of the largest carriers, they have no impetus to move to GSM. They really don't. They've got a captive audience. The people aren't going anyplace. They've got, billions of dollars tied up in their CDMA, network infrastructure. And they're not about to swap that all out just because somebody else says it's a better technology. They still swear up and down that CDMA is the way to go. And, I mean, we could argue GSM versus CDMA all day long. The bottom line is they're the largest carriers, and they're the ones with the money on the table when it comes to the towers. And they're not about to scrap that all and go to a GSM network. They're not. Not going to do it.
Well, I kind of agree with the logic. I mean, if you have something that works, and it is more or less upgradable, it is scalable, CDMA. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have survived this long without making it scalable.
Right.
And being able to increase the speed of that network. I'm not arguing GSM over CDMA. I'm arguing the problem that it kind of chokes your development and it limits the amount of freedom you can give to your consumers, which is, to me, kind of, it's a defeatist way to do business. It's like telling people, hey, we have all this great technology out there, but you can only use the technology I give you, which is, again, stupid.
Well, unfortunately, I agree with you. But if you've ever had to deal with Verizon as a customer, you will understand that it's not just their technology that has that mental attitude. If you walk into one of their stores, that is what they tell you. They tell you, all right, this is what you're going to put on your phone. This is how you're going to handle your phone. This is how you're going to pay your bills. And they really do. I mean, they rule with an iron fist when it comes to their product. And the reason for that is because they have the most wide coverage and accurate coverage in the U.S., and they know it. And so the end result is they have that attitude that they can tell customers, here's the technology you want. You don't want it, you go someplace else. Sorry to see you go. Bye. And they'll let you walk out the door. Have absolutely no problem with you walking out the door because you don't like their product or you don't like their technology. They don't even think twice about it. Because the end result is if you deal with somebody like Sprint or AT&T, you will rapidly find out how limited their coverage is in certain parts of the country. In some places, it's fabulous. AT&T's got excellent coverage, so does Sprint. But the end result is if you look at a broad scale, Verizon has the best coverage available. And so they know it, and they shove that down people's throats. They literally do. It is a defeated way of doing business, but it permeates every layer of their business model, not just their technology. Their stores, their customer support, all of it. It's all that way. Every single bit. And it's sad. It really is sad.
Well, I know I can go to Sprint and I can tell them, you know, this product is not working the way you advertised it, or 4G's not come to my area yet, so I can't take advantage of that. So you can take this thing. I guess I bought one of those little hot spots I bought from them. And I said, you can take this thing back because if you didn't produce what you promised, plus it's a piece of crap. It doesn't work. So take it back. Well, you're going to have to pay this extra fee because you're trying to get out of the license and everything else. I said, well, I've been, you know, a customer of yours for so many years. I said, and look at all of the phones my family has, this, that, and the other. And so they changed their mind really quick, and they took the price of that. They took that fee away, and they you know, helped me out with some other stuff. So
yeah, well, the funny
I don't put up with that crap.
Yeah, but and I understand. And trust me, if you had to deal with that with Verizon, they would have told you tough, and they would have tacked the fee, and you would have had to fight the fee tooth and nail. I will tell you that I had my fight with Verizon when Verizon took over a local carrier here, bought out, who was it that they bought out? I'm trying to remember. Was it not T-Mobile? I can't remember the name of the group, but they bought them out. And the tower that was nearest to me, Alltel, that was it. They had an Alltel tower. I had fabulous coverage, okay? When Verizon bought out Alltel, they said, well, we have this Alltel tower, and it's right in the middle of our two Verizon towers, so you know what? We're going to shut down that Alltel tower. Well, the minute they shut down that Alltel tower, that absolutely killed my cell service. I no longer had cell service in my home. And the bad part about it is I called Verizon, and I said, what did you do? And you know what their response to me was? We're not going to tell you. And I said, well, wait a minute. I'm a customer. I'm paying you $220 a month, and I can't make a phone call. Well, I'm sorry, sir. You know, it's proprietary information. We can't. And I'm like, wait. I have cell service one day, and then the next day I don't have cell service, and you're going to expect me to keep paying $220 a month? That makes absolutely no sense. But that is what they really try to push it. And I had to jump up and down, and they offered, well, you know, we'll let you out of your contract if you want out of your contract. I'm like, no, it's not just let me out of my contract. It's I want to know what happened. Am I ever going to get reliable service again? And it wasn't until I fought all the way up the chain before I got a reasonable answer and then was given a solution. But I had to fight tooth and nail, you know. So we're back to, you know, no matter what you start off in, you know, it's almost like before you even sign the credit card slip, you've got buyer's remorse for whatever it is you're committing yourself to. It's just absolutely insane. And that is how Verizon does business.
Well, you know what? I mean, okay, so a friend of mine, you know, I will never go with Verizon. That will just never happen. It's for a simple reason. A friend of mine was working heavily in the cell phone business, and he owned a lot of stock in Verizon. And he got invited to like a shareholders meeting or something like that, big meeting. And basically, this was back in early 2000s. And from what he tells me, that he lost all respect for Verizon because in the meeting, the president of Verizon at the time, the CEO, right, basically stood up and told all the shareholders that because they were now the number one covered and used cell phone operation in the United States, they didn't have to worry about customer service anymore. They weren't going to put any money into customer service anymore because, frankly, if people didn't like their service, they could go somewhere else. Ha ha ha. Good luck with that. Right? They were so just ballsy about themselves. That they didn't care about their customers. Basically, what they said. People will come. They'll use us because we have the best service. They'll use us because we have the most coverage, and we really don't care about customer service anymore. And at that point, I knew I would never, ever, when he told me that, I would never, ever use Verizon again. And of course, who knows, maybe this guy was lying to me. I don't know for sure, but...
Well, Eric, I will tell you, just before you stepped into the room, and welcome, thank you for joining us,
Sure.
But just before you stepped into the room, Carol had asked why Verizon or why are so many carriers still with CDMA, and I explained to them, because they have no impetus to change. They've already invested their money, and if customers don't like it, they don't like the technology, let them try and go get coverage someplace else. You either take what we give and like it, or go away.
Yeah,
and that is their attitude. It's very, very, very sad.
That's why I always encourage people to go with T-Mobile. And the biggest reason is because I've never had any company that had a better customer service. They might not have the best coverage, although I've been all over this country, I've never had a place where I didn't have good coverage. It's rare and few and far between, but even then, it's worth it to me because they treat their customers well. They try to bend over backwards for their customers. They have a policy of, they have a customer retention division. Which means that if you're not completely satisfied with talking to tech support or you're talking to the operator or whatever, you ask to talk to customer retention. And those guys will do miracles to get you to stay. And that's why I tell people, if your service isn't giving you good customer service, then you might as well have no service at all.
Yeah, exactly. That's very true. And I've heard very good things about T-Mobile too, but now I wonder what they're going to do with the failed purchase attempt by AT&T.
Oh, I'm so happy about that. I can't even tell you how happy I am about that.
Yeah, you could have been a part of Big Blue real quick, and it wouldn't have been pretty. Because trust me, you wouldn't have not had the same customer service.
No, I use AT&T for my internet, and I wish I didn't have to, but there's no competition where I live. You have to have AT&T internet, unless you're going with cable. Cable's the only other option that you can get, but it's pretty limited.
Yeah. Well, let me kind of move on to the second segment this evening. The segment that you walked into was buyer's remorse over cell phones, Eric, because I'm getting ready to go replace my phone. And I had made my decision, and I walked into the store, just saying, I know what I want, and I walked out of the store with nothing, more aggravated than before. It's just like instantaneously, it's like, the phone can do this, this, and this, but nope, it doesn't have ice cream sandwich. Nope, you can't replace the battery. Nope, it doesn't, And it's like, and before I even buy the thing, I've already got this checklist of negatives. And it's like, it didn't matter what phone you look at. There's always this checklist, and I'm wondering what, they've got to do something about it to improve.
Well, I don't think there's anything they can do about it. The only thing they can do about look, you have two choices. Technology is advancing so fast these days that the newest item is always coming out. So these guys know that. So they have a choice. They can either restrict the amount of items they come out with, and thereby alienate the new buyer people who make up a good portion of their market. Or what they can do is they can say, here's the latest thing, here's the latest thing, here's the latest thing, over and over, and you're always going to be at that point with like I am. I have the Samsung Galaxy S for my phone with 4G, right?
Yep.
I came so close to getting the S2, but I didn't have enough money. Now I find out that the S3 is coming out at the end of the year. So now I'm like going, crap, I got a good phone. I mean, it works good for me. It does the things I want to. I wish it was a little bit faster and could hold like ice cream sandwich, but it can't. But I couldn't afford it, and I couldn't go up, you know. And now the even better one's going to come out at the end of the year. It's like, fuck. I'm sorry, heck, you know, what am I gonna do?
I think
You can't keep ahead of it. You can't. It's a race you can't win, and you have to.
Yeah.
So I try to have the attitude of, does it do what I need it to do for me right now? Yeah, sure. Could it be faster? Sure. Could it, you know, have ice cream sandwich or something like that? But does it get the job done now? And that's what I have to pay more attention to, because if I don't, it'll just drive me fucking insane.
Well, yeah, that's the truth. No matter what, you always know that there's going to be something bigger, better right down the line. I mean, even at this moment, right now, look at we know that the iPhone 5 is coming. We know that. We know that ice cream sandwich is going to get out to the majority of these latest class phones. The
Right.
Razr, the Nexus, all the Galaxy S. We know that it's coming. And so the question is, you know, at what point is the right time to buy? Well, there is no right time.
There's no right time to buy. It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Not when it comes to
No matter
electronics.
what, you're always going to have buyer's remorse when it comes to a cell phone. And I've just chalked it up. That is what's going to happen. No matter what your carrier is, no matter what your phone preference is, doesn't matter iPhone or Android, it's always going to be one step, you know, it's just one thing better.
Right.
So let me move on to the segment two, and basically it's kind of along the lines of cell phones. Did y'all see the news about the Instagram being bought by Facebook?
Yeah, I don't even know what that's all about. I don't know what Instagram does or anything.
Well, you know, Instagram, and I don't use it, but it just amazes me that being able to dress up your photos on your phone seems like kind of overkill. And maybe I'm missing the boat. You know, if I want to snap a picture of my dog's doing something cute, or I just want to upload a photo of a great meal I had someplace, it doesn't have to be a Picasso. It's a picture of a sandwich, for Christ's sake. You know, it's not like it's going to win some photography award. But yet they make this big deal about Instagram, and, you know, I just didn't jump on the boat. Does anybody here use it? Carol?
No, but I'm familiar with it enough. You know, that it's, yeah.
Okay, but the thing that blew me away, I heard that Facebook bought it. And I'm like, okay, you know, all right, Facebook, you know, reaching out its tentacle, grabbing a hold of something.
Sure.
1 billion?
That is a Microsoft thing. It's a very Microsoft thing to do.
1 billion?
Yeah.
It is.
To dress up some pictures? $1 billion.
Well, considering that a large portion of, no, if you think about it for a second, that might not be a bad, you know, purchase. Because thinking about that, how many of these people that are on Instagram automatically have it uploaded to their Facebook?
Sorry.
You know, by getting rid of the middleman there, you know, and having it be more in-house, they save money on servers. They save money on, you know, all these other things. And also, they're bringing in either what they're doing with their social network, which is what they've always done with their social network, is they try to find reasons to keep people coming back to Facebook. You know, and that's what it does, is because now, you know, people will be able to have their people's Instagram put on their Facebook streams and, you know, things like that. So, you know, of course, why not?
They could have partnered with them, but that's not the issue. They don't want to partner with them. They want to take over their share.
Well, yeah, of course.
Instagram is essentially a competitor.
Yeah, and they bought them out. It's like
Yeah,
Microsoft did hundreds of different companies.
But the part that it doesn't surprise me that Facebook bought it, for the very reason that you both have just stated. You know, Facebook is fighting for eyeballs. Anything that they can do to keep an eyeball on a Facebook page promotes their advertising. I can get it. what blew me away
Was
was
the amount?
$1 billion. $1 billion that something was not even remotely heard of a year ago is all of a sudden instantaneously worth $1 billion. And another good example is Draw Something.
Yeah, I played that.
For $160 million, and I equate it to a Hangman game, for lack of a better thing.
It is a Hangman.
$160 million, and it was only around for 2 months, and it went for $160 million.
Well, you know who's going to have to pay for that, right?
Wait, do what?
You know who's going to have to pay for it, right? You know where they're getting the money from.
Well,
When you buy a new phone that's preloaded with an app, you know, when you click on an ad somewhere.
I just bought Draw Something for 99 cents to get rid of the ads. I'll admit it. I just did that 2 days ago.
Uh-huh.
You know, they got my 99 cents.
But you know what? You know what's a trip, though, Eric? Is I never realized what this game was about. You know, I knew it was you draw a picture and your friend has to guess it. It's Hangman, okay? Basically, it's Hangman.
Well, it's Pictionary and Hangman together, right?
Oh, I gotcha.
But the end result was I went and I said, okay, I got to see what this is. So I went and downloaded the app, and I have to admit it's addicting.
It's a fun game, isn't it? Yeah, I know. I felt the same way with Words with Friends. Everybody was saying, you know, Words with Friends, or play this, okay, fine. I played it, and yeah, I got addicted to it for a long time. And then they had Scramble with Friends. I'm oh crap, another one I get to be addicted to, you know. So I have like 10 people I'm playing on each game, you know, and yeah, you know, it sucked me in.
My wife swears to me that I am focusing in the wrong markets, that I should dust off my game writing skills and write a tic-tac-toe app, you know, that you can play socially and sell it for 99 cents, and it'd be like crack to people, because that's what this game is.
Yeah, well, if you could find a way to innovate tic-tac-toe to make it funner and more, you know, working together and that kind of thing, you probably could, yeah.
And I mean, now, if any of y'all come out with a tic-tac-toe app, I want my cut, okay?
Hell no. I'm going to screw you over, buddy.
It just amazes me that, you know, we're in a world now, we're so interconnected by our phones, by our tablets, by our PCs, that just Eric's 99 cents, when you take all the little Erics in the world, it adds up to $160 million in 2 months.
Oh, yeah,
that
easily.
Is amazing. That is
well, no, I mean, because think about it, though. I mean, it's nothing new. I mean, it's just another form of media entertainment, you know. It's like, you see, the way I justify my entertainment costs is that I always compare it to a movie. I figure, okay, I'll go see a movie. That's to me, I like to go see it. A really good movie's out, I'm going to go see it, right? Like when the Avengers come out, I'm going to take my family to go see the Avengers. That looks like a good movie, right? Yeah. So I'll pay the, what is it, $12 to get in, and the $6 or $7. So say for one person, $20 for a 2-hour movie. Okay. So then I'll say, okay, well, how much does this thing cost? 99 cents? Will I get more than 2 hours worth of entertainment out of it? I will. Bonus. Done deal. You know, to me that's a no-brainer. Okay. You know, I'll do that.
Exactly. And you know, and that's the thing when you think about it, and I'm the same way, because when we walk into the movie house and they want an extra $3 for the 3D glasses that you pitch into the can as you're walking out, my wife just comes unglued at that, and I do too, because most of those movies, the 3D effects are just not even worth a damn. But we always equate our entertainment back to what the cost of a movie is. And now, like you said, between the popcorn, the 3D glasses, and the cost of the ticket, you're at $20 a piece. But yet, I Draw Something and put it on my tablet. My kids are entertained. They're playing with their friends. My wife's entertained. She's playing with her friends. I'm entertained. And, heck, I spent 99 cents. I need a whole lot more of those things to entertain my family. It works.
Right, and that's why things like they get bought out for 160 million, because that's exactly why right there. 99 cents, people will blow that out their ass. And if enough you get 200 million people to spend 99 cents, holy fuck, that's you're doing good.
Yeah, you realize, again, how many people are involved, and it's definitely worth the money. I'm still surprised, though, at $1 billion for Instagram. But there's more to it than what we see on the surface.
Yeah, of course. It's Instagram is like, I was looking at it earlier today as well, and because I've been reading about the hype and things like that, and to me, like, I already have things on my phone that will do what Instagram does. Like, I can take a picture on my phone, and then I can go to, like, there's an application called Plixer, and you can go to Plixer, and it's a free application, and I can add any filter to it. I can edit it whatever I want to, and then from there I can hit another button and share it. Share it to my Facebook, my Google Plus, I can send it SMS. I can send it to my WhatsApp contacts. I can blah blah blah. I can do all these things. To me, that's exactly the same thing that Instagram does. But so I go, well, why do I want to do that? Why do I want to Instagram? But you have to figure in what I call the common denominator. I call it the denominator. Okay, which is the common denominator in the sense of that they try to get the stupidest people they can, because the stupidest people will spend the most amount of money, right?
That's true.
And so what they do is they take the filtering and they mix it with the camera, that you can use together, and they do all the stuff instead of having to go to this other app, and they make it, they streamline it, they make it easier. They make it easier for people to connect to their Facebooks and to their Twitters and all these other things with it, and then they try to make it social by having shared streams that you can look at your friends' pictures that are on Instagram and stuff like that. And yeah, that appeals to the people who barely know how to use their phone to begin with. And that's what they're marketing to. The dumber you can make a program, or the dumber you can make something, the more people will buy it, the more people will use it. That's just a fact of the internet.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm not buying into any of it. I got my free apps, or it's nothing. I'm not buying anything.
That's it. You know what? They love you too, because they know that they're going to advertise, and they're going to place those ads just so that you can click them when you didn't mean to. I guarantee you. If you don't believe me, play Pandora for a while. You'll see what happens.
I don't know. I don't need no stinking ads. It's stinking ads.
All right. Well, let's round out this evening. How about some tech trivia, y'all? Eric, you know the rules of the game, I bet, with our trivia master here on the Hangout show. We're going to round up and take our last few minutes. We have the rules of the game are the same as in the trivia show. If you know the answer, hit the one on your keyboard. Whoever shows up, I'll call them. You got to give the answer immediately. If you don't know, I'm going to move on to the next person in the list. And Eric, no, you do not know the answer to the first question. If you do, I quit now. All right, here we go. Question number one. What year was the domain name system created? Oh, come on, guys. Somebody take a guess. Eric, go ahead. I can't hear you. Your mic is gone.
Sorry, I'm going to say 1981.
You're close. Not correct. Anybody else want to try?
1987.
1983. 1983, DNS was created.
I'm sorry, if you want me to play this game, you're going to have to make the questions just a little bit easier. Thank you very much.
Okay, now if you know anything about me personally, you can kind of guess this next one. What was the first computer with both a GUI interface and a mouse? Who created that computer? All right, Eric, you're first.
I'm sure I'm way off here. I'm just taking a guess. I'm going to say Wozniak.
Wozniak would be the person. What was the company?
IBM.
It was...
You're not following the
Oh, that's yeah.
All right, we're done with you. Dana, what is it?
If he's right, I'll go with him. No.
I thought it was IBM too, so.
That is incorrect.
No.
Fine.
Yeah,
Apple, the computer
Apple,
name
yeah.
was Lisa. My wife's name, by the way, is Lisa.
That's a
What
nice
a
thing.
coincidence.
It's coincidence. All right, what year was DOS first created?
Oh, cut it out already.
Oh, come
No, are you
on, it's
kidding
not
me?
that bad.
DOS?
DOS 1.0.
What do you think what DOS stands for? You know, what is the command line to check your files or dir/w?
Oh, you remember those?
Oh, yes, I do. Oh, I have. Well, I appreciate that.
You know, I'm going to say...
Gone.
DOS.
And with that, the Tech Cafe show is over. Oh.
I just got booted out. I just got booted out of my own show. My wife
That was funny.
They're too hard. All right, anybody want to take a guess on the year DOS 1.0 came out?
1982.
Jeez, I'm
1981,
gonna guess here.
Good. Carl, you can't play.
And you
Ah,
cheated, too.
come on.
You cheated.
All right, here we go. How about something a little more current? What is the name of Linux's mascot?
Tux.
Oh.
Oh, look at Eric.
Oh.
It's so cold.
I'm crying over these questions.
I
Carol,
it's Tux.
Carol, what did you say?
Tux.
Tux is correct. Carol gets the point. Go with it.
There's only
Alright.
3 stinking people in here, 4 people,
And y'all got to
and I still can't get anything.
Damn shame.
You need to put on your list a question just for me.
All right, here's a question just for you. What is a 404 error?
That's easy. That's when you. That's when you.
No,
Oh shit! I gotta put a 1 in. I gotta put a 1 in here. Hold on.
Shoosh.
All right, Dana, what is it?
Page not found.
That's good enough. System or website not found. Excellent. Very good. Okay, next question.
Well, where the hell is the scoreboard?
I'm sorry, I don't do the score because I only do 10 questions. But
Oh.
Carol has 1. Dana has 1. Eric's got a big goose egg.
I'm dead last.
All right, here we go. To what company did IBM sell off its printer business? Carol.
Xerox.
No, that is not correct. Eric.
Brother.
No. Dana.
HP?
No. All right, Carl, now you can answer.
Carl,
Apple?
You don't know.
Apple.
Lexmark. Lexmark. They sold off to Lexmark.
Oh, I really did know that.
Oh,
I really
yeah.
did. Now that you say that, I know that.
All right, here we go. What computer hardware outfit ditched retail for mail order to become the top direct sale vendor of personal computers? Eric.
Newegg.
No.
No.
Dana.
Dell.
Dell is correct.
Yeah.
2 for Dana. He's tied now with Carol. All right, here we go. What chip did Intel create as a lower-cost alternative to the Pentium processor? Carol.
Celeron.
Celeron is right. 3 for Carol. 2 for Dana. Eric?
The Trivia Master's not scored yet. Oh my God, that is surprising.
Oh man. Okay, here
I'm
we
sorry
go.
it's at your expense, but I'm really enjoying this.
What giant internet outfit scooped up Netscape in a bid to corner the browser market? All right, Eric. Wait, Eric got it first.
Oh shit! Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I didn't hear it either.
Okay, here we go. What giant internet outfit scooped up Netscape in a bid to corner the browser market?
Was it Earthlink?
No.
Oh!
AOL.
AOL is correct.
Oh.
He is off on a run. He is running away with this. All right.
Carol, you're just having too much fun, Carol.
All right, this is the last question, and it's an easy one. What was the first edition of Windows? What was the first Windows edition named for a year instead of a version number? Carol.
Windows 95.
Hey, it's a sweep. He takes it. He takes it. Unbelievable. Carol with 5, Dana with 3.
Raise the roof.
Eric with
0.
Guys, thank you for
You know we're
playing.
going to talk about this here on the next trivia thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
I keep telling you all I'm just a trained monkey, so I don't know what you're expecting, you know.
Answer the question. You only ask them.
I just read the I'm just a news guy. I just read the teleprompter, you know.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I would like to thank my loyal fans. You know, you
Yeah.
guys.
We're going to have to start getting trophies for these.
Yeah, absolutely.
T-shirts.
Bozo trophies.
Hey,
I did it. Hey, Carl, look, it's Bozo.
That would look good on my desk. I swear to God, that would be awesome on my desk. Right on top of my modem.
Thank you for playing along. I want to remind the viewers, please, +1, the Hangout Show. You can find us on thehangoutshow.com or on Google Plus Hangouts. Just look for us in Hangout Canopy. You can circle us and then +1 us and join us along next week. We have our Tech Trivia Show as part of our Tech Cafe segment. That's at 9 p.m. Eastern Time every Monday evening. Guys, thank you for participating and coming along with me this evening. But before I go, does anybody have any questions or something they want to discuss? Well, I think we have a few minutes of open time here.
No. Let me be brutally honest. No.
He's already got buyer's remorse.
Yes, I've got all of it.
Can we talk about using Instagram on our Verizon phones?
Sure.
Okay, I got to pop off of this. Good night, folks.
Good night, Dana. Thank you for attending.
Thanks for joining us, Dana. Take care, man.
Carl, are you dropping me on air, or are you keeping it on for the evening?
I'm going to drop you on air now.
Okay.
And open up the other room. Great show.
Okay. Cool, man.
Michael came in right as this show ended.
Yeah, yes. We are ending the show now, Michael. You'll have to come in the other room.
Okay.
All right. I'll see you there in a bit.
All right, Carol, we'll see you over on the other